I'm the creation of Allah.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa salatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum to the Muslims and welcome to the non-Muslims that are watching. Now please forgive me, I'm very tired. I've just had a 3-hour conversation, but I really wanted to do this video because of some things that have happened recently, and it might not come across very well because I'm tired, but I'm going to give it a go. Okay, basically I just wanted to give a message to young boys growing up on council estates. Me myself, before I converted to Islam, I grew up in the typical, single parent family, growing up in a high rise with urine in the lift and spit on the buttons and so forth. One parent families, yeah? So I just wanted to give a message to the young guys, Muslim or non-Muslim, growing up in this council estate, yeah, with no father. Now I know that when you're growing up in these societies, yes, and you're growing up in a council estate and you ain't got no father, yes, I know that you're told many different messages from society about what a man is or what a young boy should be. So you're told when you grow up in a council estate with no father that what a man is defined by his material thing. So a man is someone with a lot of material belongings, yes? So as a young boy growing up, when you go to school, you don't want to go to school with Gola or Dunlop or no-name trainers and for people to laugh at you. You want to go with Nike or Adidas or whatever, yeah? And I know that that we coming from single parent families, you know what I'm saying? And growing up in these council estates, when we go to school, when we walk down the streets and stuff like that, and we interact with people and they all got like designer clothes and wealthy clothes and this, that and the other, you feel rubbish. You walk with your head down when you got, like, they got Nike and they got Adidas and you just got some two-stripe Adidas and some fake Nike or some no brand trainers. At lunchtime everyone's mocking you on the bus and this, that and the other and so forth and so forth. And I know a lot of youth, because they want to get out of this bullying and they want to get out of people mocking them and laughing, they will do certain things to make money. And I know that as you get older, you're growing up here, you're told in this society many things. You're told that, listen, if you don't have like Versace and Gucci, well, I don't know if Versace's around, that's when I was around, yeah? But if you don't have Gucci and Louis Vuitton or this, that and the other, or whatever, the latest sportswear and stuff, you're crap. That's it, you're told. A man equals material things, fat house, Land Rover, nice clothes. If you don't have that, you're rubbish, you're crap. People don't want to chat to you. Girls don't want to be your girlfriend and stuff. I'm not promoting you should have girlfriends, but you really have low self-esteem. So what happens is that, and this is the honesty, when we as black youth or youth coming from council estates, yeah, grow up without a father and we do crimes, to be honest, it's not for bread and water. I've been a criminal, I've been in and out of police station, I've done many hours community service and probation, and I've been in jail twice, yes, and so forth. When we generally do crimes, the reason why we do it, we don't lick a bank, yeah, or we don't rob a secure van, or we don't do a smash and grab on a jewelry shop and then run into Tesco's and say, can I have some bread and water? And they got like, we're starving, we're like drinking, and like I'm starving. No, most of the time when we're robbing and we're robbing and stealing stuff, we go out and we buy expensive stuff like a fat car or a designer clothes or this, that and the other. We're not really robbing and stealing, yeah, to survive. But society is telling us that, boy, if you don't have the latest car, you know what I'm saying, if you don't have the latest clothes, you know what I'm saying, if you don't have expensive jewelry, you are crap. And unfortunately, it happens in society. If girls see you and you're not looking like you earn a lot of money, if you're not looking like you're affluent, people don't want to hang around with you and girls don't want to know with you. And what happens? We end up doing these crimes. And a big problem is this, is that because we never had fathers growing up, yes, we never had a father that told us, I love you, I care about you, you're special, or that you have worth. So what happens is this, we never saw a man growing up in these societies go out in the morning, yeah, and come back in a suit, tied, and rest in his chair. We never had a blueprint of what a man was like, because our fathers were just living YOLO. They were following, whether it's, I don't know who the rappers are now, maybe it's 50 Cent, Drake, or this, that, and the other. But in my day, it was like Tupac and Dre and so forth. So we just see people sleeping around, clubbing, getting girls pregnant. So what I'm trying to say, because we never had a blueprint of what a dad is, we never saw our dad leave in the morning and come home at night time tired. We never knew what a man was. Because we never had a dad that was an electrician or a carpenter or owned a shop, and we went out with him and he fixed someone's door and he fixed someone's sink, or he fitted a shop out with plugs or with electricity. We never learnt what a man was. So since we grew up without a father, you know, in the house, and we never had a blueprint, we started to take it from other places. For example, one of the role models I grew up with was James Bond. Now James Bond isn't black, but he was given to me as a role model. Now what did I learn from James Bond? James Bond was the man. He was the best. He was the best and coolest person to be like. What did James Bond do? James Bond used to punch up everyone. James Bond had the fattest car. James Bond in every film used to use bare women, yes, and then dash them away. I remember one clip which I'll never forget in my life. The way how James Bond used to deal with women. There would be a girl in his bed, yes, and he finished doing zina with her or whatever, and he would press a button, it was a fold-up bed, and it would just disappear. And this is how I'm being taught, because I never had a father, yeah, and this is why I'm saying, being a Muslim, it helped me to leave this lifestyle, and I'll explain it afterwards. But what I'm basically trying to say, because we grew up without a dad, and we never had a role model of a working man, whether that be someone working in IT, someone who worked in a shop, and we used to go down and fill the shelf or do the stock taking and stuff like that and so forth. Because we never had an example of a man, a father, we got it from other places. And those places were movies, those places were music videos. Those places were people in the council estate, yes? And the elder people in the council estate who had nice cars, who were affluent, who had jewellery and stuff like this. They weren't IT people, they were not plumbers, they were not carpenters, they were criminals. They were either robbers, or they were fraudsters, or they were gang members. So we took these people as our fathers, yes? And we started acting like them, and we took rappers that we saw on MTV or Channel U as role models, yes? And because we never had a father that told us that they loved us, and they cared about us, and we're special, we found it normal to go in jail like an animal, and be locked up like a monkey, or be locked up like a lion. Because we never had a father that told us, son, I love you, I care about you, you're worth something. It was normal for us to say, boy, I'm either gonna be on road with a motorbike or a convertible or designer clothes. Yeah, I'm either gonna be on road with these things, or I don't mind being in jail. Boy, I'll go into jail and be locked up for 23 hours a day. That'd be normal. I'll be locked up in jail and I'll be sharing a cell with another man. And when man poos, yeah, in the jail I'm celling with him, yeah, and I hear the poo drop in the toilet, but this is okay because I'm either gonna be on road with material things, or I don't care if I'm locked up like an animal. So because we didn't have no one tell us, no, you're God created you, or Allah created you, yes, and you're a human being, and you have worth, and your freedom is more important, yeah, than trainers, than designer jeans, than a fat car, than, you know what I'm saying, expensive shades. We believed that we were worth nothing, and we thought nothing wrong with one hurting God's creation, from robbing people, robbing banks, robbing secure vans, attacking middle-aged women in jewellery shops and hitting them with hammers and taking the jewelleries. We found it normal to be locked up, yes? So what I would say to people is this, yeah? I would basically say to you, if you're a young boy growing up in a council estate, in a single parent family, one, you're important. God created you. If you're a black person growing up, or you're a white person growing up, you're special. God intentionally chose to give you these eyes, these ears, and make you look how you look. If you have a big nose, don't be ashamed of it. If you have afro hair, don't be ashamed of it. If you have big lips, don't be ashamed of it. If you're black, even though society and school and movies and stuff are saying you're rubbish and you're not worth anything, don't listen to it. God created you and you have as much right on this earth as anyone else. And vice versa, if you're white and you're pale, like you have a pale skin complexion and you have a skinny nose, you know what I'm saying, and so forth, and thin lips, you should know that you're special because God created you. And wearing these designer clothes, whether it's a watch, whether it's I don't know, designer trousers, or driving a fat convertible through crime, your freedom should be more important to you, and you're not an animal that should be locked up like a monkey, like a gorilla, like a lion in a cage. Yes, and you have worth. And this is why I want to say to you that you should follow the prophets. Why? Because you're following someone anyway. Trust me, yeah. You're either gonna be following the prophets or you're gonna be following the rappers. Because this is not how life goes. I know when you're raised in a council state, you're told that, boy, you know what I'm saying? Man's gonna get money by any means necessary, yeah? And that, you know, the people, especially the elders, they use you. Because on that council estate you have elders and you have youngers, yes? And what the elders do to you, because they know you had no father in your life, because they know that you never been told, I love you and I care about you, because you never had a father, they will take advantage of you. And they will say, Jason or Jamal or whatever his name, or Stuart, yeah, he's special. Why? Because he's a bad man. He will run, he will say, Jamal, you're a bad man. I know you're not scared. You'll run into that shop and you'll rob them people and you'll bring me back some money and I'll give you some money as well. I know you're a rude boy and you have no fear and stuff like that. And basically he's just using you. So what I would say to you, look, I'm telling you as a Muslim, yeah, I've lived this life. And I would say to you is this life is not how council estate like tell you. In council estate it tells you, listen, if you go out, yes, and you rob from people, yes, because prison is not a deterrent. And forgive me, like I said, I'm tired. I was speaking for 3 hours somewhere else. But I'm telling you, when you go up in a council estate, if you do crime, you're raised. Yes? If you go jail, you're raised. Yes? But I'm telling you, this is not how life works. You can't be a guy, yeah, who's living your life. You're going out there, you're licking man down, you're punching man up, you're robbing secure vans, you're robbing banks, yeah? Your conscience tells you it's wrong. But you don't care, you just carry on doing it. The Creator gave you a conscience and you're just banging man up, you're just punching man up, you're just robbing secure vans, you're just scaring women and old women who work in jewelry shops and robbing these places. And your Creator gave you a conscience and you know it's wrong, but you just keep on doing it because you put it to the back of your mind. And when you go into jail and you come out, the council state praises you and exalts you, yeah, and says to you, you're a bad man because you went into jail, so you got another stripe tattered on your street cred. So I know that when you do crime in the council estate, it's like you got a degree, or you got a PhD, or you got you passed, you're raised. But I'm telling you, there's a God that created you, yes? There's a God that created you, and it gave you a conscience, yes? And you know when you're robbing these people it's wrong. You know when you're stabbing people it's wrong. You know when you're killing people it's wrong. But not only that, there's a place called hellfire. There's a place called the Day of Judgment. And there's a place called paradise, yes? And it doesn't work how this society goes. Because prison doesn't work. It's not just, yeah, I mashed this man up. I know many people. They've robbed people. They've robbed secure vans. They've stabbed up people from different areas. And they haven't been held accountable for what they did. I don't believe that these people, when they die, they're just chilling. Like Hitler. Hitler killed thousands of people. He hurt thousands of people. I don't believe Hitler is just chilling. So what I would say to you, there's a thing called Tawheed. There's man's judgment, there's police law, but there's also God's judgment. And I would say to you, Moses, Jesus, Noah, Adam, Muhammad, they all came with one message. They said, worship one God. Yeah, what you'll see with all of these prophets, and we don't believe they came with all different religions. They came with one religion, one way. They said, worship God. They fell down on their face and prayed. They didn't have baby mothers here, there, and everywhere. They got married. They worked. They provided for their kids. And this is the lifestyle we're supposed to follow. Because if you don't follow these people, yes, if you don't follow these people, you're gonna follow rappers. You're gonna follow people like Tupac. You're gonna follow people like Biggie. You're gonna follow people like Dre and so forth. And these people contradict themselves. Look, for example, Tupac. People say, Tupac was deep. Tupac was knowledgeable, yeah? Tupac had a song called I Keep Your Head Up, telling single mothers not to get disheartened, not to be depressed, that we respect you. But then he had another video that contradicts it. I Get Around, where he talks about zina and sleeping around and sleeping with this girl and so forth. One video is contradicting the other. Keep your head up. I Get Around is contradicting, keep your head up. But the prophets are like this, are not like this. They don't contradict themselves. So Moses, Jesus and Muhammad, they all said worship Allah. They all said work. They all said provide for your family. So you're either going to follow the prophets or the rappers. So I say to you, read the Quran. You'll either decide that it's from God or it's not from God. And I would say to you this, the most important thing, or the most important thing in this life is Tawheed, worshipping God alone. All the other religions, they tell you God is a man, God is an animal, God is an idol. Only Islam says there's one God. God is not a man. He doesn't get hungry. He doesn't get thirsty. He doesn't get tired. But it's not just enough to believe in that one God and not follow the prophets. You have to follow the prophets. And if you're living in Moses' time, you follow Moses. If you're living in Jesus' time, you follow Jesus. If you're living in Abraham's time, you follow Abraham. But you're living in Muhammad's time, and it's time to follow Muhammad. You have to make a decision. Yes, because people claim that they're spiritual, but they're not religious. To be honest, you're following a mixture of the actors and the rappers. So I would say to you, you know, you're living in Prophet Muhammad's time, read the Quran and decide who you're going to follow. Because this epidemic of runaway fathers, knife crime, gun crime and this, that, it's all coming back from the lack of family. And not only that, a lack of family and a lack of purpose. The religion that most young boys are following today is YOLO, the religion of Drake, the religion of whether it's Tupac or Biggie and so forth. Just sleep around, just rave, sleep around. If a girl gets pregnant, boy, it's your problem, you deal with it. So what I would say to you, you're either going to follow the rappers, the actors, or you're going to follow the prophets. So I say to you, forgive me for the quality of this speech, I'm very tired, but I just wanted to say this, because this is nonsense. How long is left, Leon? Okay, I'm going to wrap up now, because this is nonsense. Let me give you a very small example and I'm going to wrap it up because it's going to end. Look at the knife crime. You have a boy from Africa, yeah, or a boy from Jamaica. Say their mothers came from Jamaica. They live in St. Catherine's, just as an example. They came here. They couldn't afford the houses because the houses prices are ridiculous. So someone in the council office, they both came in the council office. Now, and it's a white man that did this, yes? Most probably. So they sit down in the council office. So you sit down, there's one son there and there's another son there with the other mother, yeah? The man says, okay, since you can't afford a housing and since you ain't got a house to buy a house yourself, I'm going to rent out a house for you in Peckham, and then they go off to Peckham. And then the other mother, yeah, comes with her son and she says, the white man says, I'm going to rent you a place in Brixton. So they both came from St. Catherine's in Jamaica. They came to this country, they couldn't afford a house, they went to the council office. They were both beside each other in the queue. The man said, you go and live in Peckham, he allocated her a house. He said, you go and live in Brixton, and then these guys, they grow up. They both never had a father. They both love football. They both love PlayStation games. They both love football teams. But these guys see each other and they start stabbing each other. Does that make sense? And the reason why you do this is because you haven't been told why you exist. You haven't had a father that says that he loves you. You haven't been told that there's a creator that's watching you. That there's going to be a day of judgment. That there's a paradise. That there's a hellfire. And every atom weight of good you do, as the Quran says, you're going to be held accountable. And every atom weight of bad you do, you're going to be held accountable. But more than that, if God created you, He gave you sight, He gave you eyes, He gave you hearing, He gave you food, He gave you juices, He gives you oxygen, He gives you all these different things. He deserves to be worshipped. And all I would say to you is, at the end of the day, the Quran is out there for you to read and learn. Read it. You will either decide it's from the Creator or you will decide it's not from the Creator. I'm not telling you to believe Islam is the truth. I'm asking you to do your own research and read through it. Thank you for being patient with me and for watching this talk. I apologize for the quality, but I'm very, very tired, and take care.